Hello again. If anybody had suggested 20 or 30 years ago that getting into the British Museum in London would entail being searched by Africans in uniform, then I think most of us would have laughed. In much the same way, we would have found it difficult to believe that uniformed immigrants with very poor English language skills would be controlling entry to the country at London's Heathrow Airport, hectoring and raising their voices to arriving British citizens. And yet I have this year encountered both situations, and nobody appeared to find it in the least bit strange. The thumbnail to this video shows the security team at London's North Middlesex Hospital, who, 18 months ago, won some kind of award. In the description to this video, I give a link to the news item which contains this photograph. This team consists of 8 black men, 2 black women, and 1 white woman. There is not a single white man. Now, I find this more than a little odd that a security team in an English hospital should not contain a single white man. Don't even get me started on the subject of the days when hospitals didn't even need a security team. That's another matter. But a security team entirely composed of black people? It looks odd. But then one notices this increasingly wherever one goes in this country lately. The local supermarket in an overwhelmingly white area seems to employ only immigrants for security work, most of them Africans. The same thing happens with music venues, West End shops, and so on, hospitals. It only takes a brief conversation with such men to realize that they are most of them foreigners, men who were not actually born in this country. Is this one of those areas of work for which the government is happy to see work permits and visas provided, I wonder? Have these men been brought in from Africa and Asia because the job of guarding a supermarket is such a highly skilled one that we are obliged to recruit specialists from abroad? This seems to me unlikely. And yet something is evidently going on. Are there really no muscular, able-bodied white Englishmen who can undertake such work? Why does it seem to be the exclusive preserve of dark-skinned foreigners? What is curious is that when I speak to people about this, I find that most of them have noticed the situation, are uneasy about it, do not, uh, they don't like foreigners checking their bags before allowing them access to their national museum, or indeed at Heathrow to their very country. They're reluctant to say anything for fear of being accused of racism. Here you see how useful is the concept of what constitutes racism, for in this case it serves to silence people who have genuine questions about what is going on in their own country. It is my belief that many of these people are illegal immigrants who have been granted the right to stay here and work in our country, and for some reason they gravitate or are guided towards this particular line of work. One thing is very obvious, and a lot of people have remarked upon it, and that is that they gain pleasure from bossing about white British people. They enjoy calling us to order and making us do as we are told, follow their instructions and orders. Of this, I do not think there can be any doubt. There is a definite air of, now I'm in charge and I'll show these snooty English people that I can tell them what they must do. This can be pretty irritating, but I sometimes wonder if there is not something more sinister going on. It could, of course, be sheer chance that all these people are dark-skinned foreigners, or it might be that it is a subtle way of sending us a subliminal message that we are no longer in charge of our own country, a form of psychological warfare, if you like, to accustom us to the new order and make us accept the next stage of the process when it arrives without question.